the wedding ring that spent a night in the soap dish. It was the soap that told on her, the faint circle it left, lighter than the porcelain, where metal had pressed the dish into a habit. Her ring sat there on its side like a moon with nothing to orbit, glossy with steam, too clean for an accident. She was in the shower with the light off, telling the mirror she had a migraine, letting water do the speaking she had run out of. We were supposed to be ordinary. On Sundays, I iron pillowcases because flat cotton feels like a promise heat can keep. She sleeps with her palms splayed on my ribs like she's taking attendance of my breath. Our balcony forgives being too narrow for two chairs by letting us take turns and calling it choreography. When rain comes after midnight, we crack the window and let the city wash its face while we wash each other's. Her knee hooking behind my thigh with sailor's certainty. My mouth finding that nickel-bright coin beneath her collarbone, where breath admits it wants to be fire. But the ring had chosen a room that didn't have my name on it anymore. Evidence is a hobby for men who want to be wrong. I started a folder called Weather and fed it things that belonged to the same family even if they didn't share a last name. A scarf folded with seminar confidence, the French candle that pretends to be the moon, lune salée, burned low and secret under the sofa, the credit card slip from Harbor Line where the bartender knows to pour clear and to look away, the doorbell clip where a stranger's jaw fogged the lens, the voice memo on her phone titled Later, 21 seconds of hiss, her laugh pressed through her teeth, and a man whispering my name like he had borrowed it. She had begun to leave dinners early, smiling with lips and not with teeth. Her phone learned a new chime at 12, 06 and 12, 11, like a smaller household had installed its own doorbell inside ours. "London," she said once when I asked. "Their morning keeps trespassing on my midnight." The ring slept in the soap dish again 2 nights later. When I lifted it, it wrote a dry circle where it had been. I put it back exactly as I found it, a politeness I was not sure who deserved. "Slippery," she said when she saw me looking. "I didn't want to lose it down the drain." She smiled with rehearsal in her mouth. The excuse fit her the way strangers' jackets do, too sharp at the shoulders. That night she kissed me too hard. In bed, she crossed her knee behind my thigh and guided my hand beneath her shirt like someone switching on a lamp she trusts. We moved with the fluency of people who know their lines and still want the audience to clap. In the middle, her eyes went elsewhere and returned with apology penciled faint along the edge. Pencil erases clean if you don't press. I pressed anyway. At 2:11 a.m. the doorbell camera sighed. Face recognized, Milo. 30 seconds of grain, his cheek fogging the glass, her shadow slipping behind him like someone who knows how to walk without waking mugs. The latch gave its sound of surrender. Sunday wanted witnesses, courage likes even numbers. I asked her brother and my friend Anton to come for pasta. The apartment smelled like garlic telling the truth. We laughed and let plates carry themselves. After, I mirrored the doorbell clip to the television. The rectangle drew itself neatly around his jaw. "We should talk privately," she said instantly. "We will," I said, "but I need witnesses that I didn't dream a welcome." They left us to be a room. She picked up the ring from the soap dish and rolled it between finger and thumb like a coin that used to buy rivers. She set it on the counter, then put it back, then took it off again. "I told myself it was a hallway," she said finally. "Somewhere I could stand without a tour guide. I liked the echo." "Is he married?" Bureaucracy steadies grief. "Separating," she said. "A daughter, 7. "Do you love him?" The word is small until it pulls up a chair. She looked at the ceiling crack that refuses to pick a direction. "I love who I am when I stop narrating. With you, I started describing myself from outside, like I owed footnotes to every heat. He turns the placards around and says he believes the painting without the text. I loved us like architecture, she added, quiet. I wanted weather. We're going to separate, I said. The sentence felt like returning a key no one would cut again. She nodded with relief I refused to call cruelty. Do you want me to go now? I want the door to forget his face, I said. Pick a door, I'll take the other. She took the scarf. She left the candle. She wore the ring out of the apartment and took it off again in the hallway, thinking I didn't see. The plant on the landing got its secret back when I slid the spare key under its dirt. The basil on the sill, graceless and stubborn, decided to live. Green things forgive amateurs. Because endings itch, I booked a night at Harborline to see what my eyes were worth under a chandelier. Room 417 had a mirror in the ceiling. Hotels apologize for everything else by promising angles you don't get at home. I lay there and practiced being singular. In the mirror, my mouth looked more certain than kind. The lamp was a small, dishonest sun. When I closed my eyes, the city washed its face. When I opened them, I felt less like a witness and more like a person. Checkout wanted me to rate my stay. I told them the lighting was accurate and the ceiling was rude. They comped the minibar as if absolution were a receipt. Back home, I changed the lock, taught the doorbell only my face, and opened windows until the curtains forgot her perfume. I took the ring from the soap dish and put it in a small velvet box that didn't know what future it was for. I put 2 chairs on the too narrow balcony and let one be empty without inventing who it belonged to. Because I am sentimental in ways that make carpenters roll their eyes, I kept the envelope of prints from the nightstand, velvet booth, mirror hand, receipt ink. I put it in a drawer with the cufflinks milky eye. They belong to the same family even if they don't share a last name. She texted once, I'm sorry. Then again I was happy and greedy and afraid and sorry. I pressed my thumb to the thin place at my wrist and answered myself. Here, here, here. Sometimes I still iron pillowcases on Sundays because some promises keep themselves if you heat them right. Sometimes I sit on the balcony with both chairs out and let one be empty without giving it a biography. Sometimes, when rain comes after midnight, I still crack the window to let the city wash its face, and I wash mine, and I count my breath like attendance. Present, present, present. The soap dish is just porcelain again. The ring is gone from it. The nightstand drawer closes all the way. The doorbell hasn't learned any new faces since. The phone asks if I want to improve recognition by sharing clips. I tell it no. Some circles have to stay open, and some you let close quietly, without applause, the way a good door does after everyone has learned which rooms belong to whom.